And welcome to this edition of the Coach Derwin Wright Sports Show. Coach, a huge win on Friday night over an old rival.
Boy, it was. It was a great night, and just proud of our players and the job they did and the coaching staff and getting the game plan ready. And, it's just a nice bounce back from a very tough loss the week before. And, great game. And I told this senior class, they're one of a class. It's been many years since a class can say they beat Livingston 3 out of 4 years.
Well, we'll take a look at that game. Plus, we'll look ahead to this week's huge region matchup with Cannon County right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal Housing Lender Member FDIC.
And back here with Coach Derwin Wright. And, Coach, the game on Friday night, it was a little bit of a defensive battle early, but then you guys started it's punch, counter punch.
Well, it was, and, I think both teams had excellent game plans. And it was a chess game. Somebody asked me about the game, and I said it was a chess game. Coach Lamb and Coach McCoy, I know they're always scheming offensively, and they do a good job of seeing what you're doing and counter punching off that, and that's what we were doing to them offensively. And game goes back and forth. We had an opportunity, I thought, really in the third quarter when we went up 7, and then we kicked off and got the onside kick over there. But we weren't able to do anything with it and didn't get any points out of it. But right there, if we could have went up 2 touchdowns, that would have been a big turning point in the game, but a big momentum swing for them to stop us. And then they go down and end up tying 21-21, 6 minutes to go. And I think our guys were a bit of a panic there, but I said, we got to forget the last play. Hey, it's 0-0, and we've got the football and chance to score. And we put together a fantastic drive. We had Landry Clefew and Thomas Miller connect on the veer play and got a first down, and then connect on a hot pass off of that same action, and 2 big, huge plays, and then got down there close and was able to get them to have to use 2 of their 3 timeouts, which left them with 1, and, had a couple plays where we thought, oh, goodness, kind of that, here we go again. We had the late hit out of bounds over there. But then, Cade Brandon, and then the next play, he comes right back and intercepts it. And, I told him, I said, that's what you call from going from the the doghouse to the penthouse in 2 plays. And he kind of laughed when we was watching film Sunday. But, just a lot of emotions and an extremely hard-fought football game.
Coach, there was one possible bad side of it was the fact you got a lot of penalties in that second half.
We did. We had, right at 100 yards in penalties, and we're going to do a little extra running today over that because, that's just too many yards in penalties. And, some of them, there was a roughing the passer on Landry Clefew, which I thought was a tough call. He takes on the running back and hits the quarterback as the ball's being released, and of course the emphasis is to protect quarterbacks, and we all know that. But to me that was a tough call on him. But we had some other just 2 or 3 motion penalties that just uncalled for, and personal fouls, just silly things that we've got to fix. And in the Sequatchie game, I think 2 of those penalties probably changed the game for us.
Coach, speaking of changing the game, you guys were having a little trouble moving the ball, and then you brought Josiah in for one of the few times that he got to run the ball, and he come up with a couple of big plays.
Well, Josiah, he's got a hurt knee. He's got a little bit of tear in the MCL, which is something you can brace and play with. And his senior year, and he's standing over on the sideline, and he's itching to go in, and we didn't want to use him unless we needed to. We wanted to give that knee as much rest as we could, but when he went in and he got his opportunities, he went in there and hit it. We run what we call a wham play, just a straight dive right up the middle, and he took that for about 14 yards. And he's got a couple good plays on defense for us. But I can remember when I played football. Sometimes you get, season gets long, you think about it, but boy, you have something happen and you're having to miss. All of a sudden that fire comes back, and I really feel like that he was just itching to get his chance Friday night, and we had a couple opportunities where we had to use him, and he went in and made the most of his minutes.
Coach, when you brought him in, it changed their defensive look because they had a very small nose guard in there. He was about maybe 5 foot tall, 100 pounds at most. Reminded me of the Royston kid that played a few years ago, and he was making some plays, but they had to bring in a big boy, and that changed the dynamics.
Well, some of our linemen were surprised, and I said, when you see a player come in on a team that size and he's playing nose guard, there's a reason. He's a tough young man. He's quick. He's going to get under you. He's going to get after you. And I saw him take our tight end and tackles double team and make them look bad. I said, here he weighs a $115 at the most. But, football is not just a game of strength. It's a game of leverage and a game of, the low man wins. You hear a lot of coaches say, low man wins, low man wins. And that kid was a tough kid. He did remind me of the Royston boy that played here. And I'm telling you, they wouldn't no better nose guard that's went through York Institute than that kid was. And, this guy, when that guy come in, I thought, oh, boy, there's a reason he's in there. And then he was. He tackled Landrick on a outside loaded option before he got down the line. I mean, he's just lightning quick and low and quick. And your centers, anybody that plays center will tell you, the big guy at nose guard's not the one that's hard to handle. It's that little quick guy.
And they did a great job at it. After he went out, of course, they brought in a bigger kid, and your guys was able to go right up the middle and run tackle to tackle.
Right. Well, we ran at him too, and then but for now Livingston's number 55 defensive tackle for him. Hats off that kid. That kid's a player. He did a great job. He played great defensive technique, and he was not a guy we were trying to run at. We were trying to check and go the opposite way of him a lot, but outstanding football player right there. And I said, boy, I'd like to have him on to add to our D line too, because he did a great job for them Friday night, taking on double teams and splitting them, and he stopped the counter 2 or 3 times on his own, and just a good football player. And they just 2 good football teams again. It's kind of like the Sequatchie game, You got 2 teams that's just beating the snot out of each other, and you look up at the end of the game, and somebody's got to be ahead, and that's what Friday night came down to.
Coach, it was the one who had the ball last. Now, your defense came out, struggled a little bit against the pass before you made some changes because you had a backup player in there.
Well, we did. We had, we've started Dalton Barger all year at corner for us, and he had gotten a whiplash type play in the game before, and we had him out of JV game on Monday, and then he went in and had some X-rays, and they thought he was okay, and then when the radiologist read it, said no, we need to shut him down until we have an MRI. So C.J. Wall, who's a junior for us, first year playing for us, he got thrown into the mix and we went ahead and moved Drake. We felt like we needed more strength at the corner with Lathan Drake and Thomas Miller, and we brought C.J. Wall in at safety. And other than one play, he did an outstanding job for where he got through in and what kind of team he got through in against. Free safety is a tough place to play, period, but all of a sudden you get put in first game, you're against a passing team, an aerial assault, and he held his own. He did a good job.
Coach, your offense moved the ball well, your defense played well, your special teams had another big night as well.
They did, and I think that's areas we're improving. We keep improving on, and that's the key at this time of season is to start peaking and just keep improving. I think our quarterback play's gotten better. Our timing with our quarterback and receivers, and we've been able to, the last 2 or 3 games, to hit on 3 or 4 big plays, pass plays, and then some quick stuff too. And we got to continue to work that to get people out of the box on us. But overall that's improving. I think Ben Cooper has really come on, and he's improved his play at linebacker and fullback for us. Cole Cooper and Thomas Miller, both those guys have been playing lights out all year. And the offensive line, Braden Wheeler, we spent a lot of time early in the season on him about being low. And we looked Sunday at some film and showed him. I said, this is what we've been talking about all year, Braden, and he's starting to get low. And, and this is time of year for those guys to start getting all those little things taken care of, because that takes care of the big things.
And, Coach, you had a couple of injuries the other night. Give us an injury update.
Well, right now, Josiah's still going to be getting treatment and stuff on his knee. Big offensive, defensive lineman for us. Aaron Talent. Aaron's just a heck of a player. He got a high ankle sprain, so that'll be day to day. We'll just have to see where he's at by Thursday. But he'll be getting some treatment, stem, and work on that ankle. He's also going to get an MRI to make sure there's nothing that we're not seeing. And then, like I said, Dalton Barger, he's getting another look at his neck today, so we should know something more about him by this afternoon. And from there, I think we're all right. Obviously we lost Isaiah Strong early in the season and my nephew, Dexter Wright, who plays at Livingston, he had a knee injury 2 weeks ago, and Coach Lamb and I were talking about it, and his injury happened exactly how Isaiah's did. No contact, nobody around, just was running one way, planted to cut, and the knee went out, and so both those guys, they've got ACLs, and that's usually about a 6 to 8 month deal right there. So, we're hoping to have Isaiah back next year full speed.
Coach, I want to, before we go on to the next segment, just talk about your 12th man. You had a rowdy crowd.
Absolutely. It was an outstanding game. I can remember, I've never had this happen in my coaching career that I know of anywhere. Right before kickoff, we look over, and the visiting side, they've got a flag up, a Livingston flag up, and I thought, well, the crowds are going to be into it tonight, and they were, and both teams were getting cheered on. Great atmosphere, high school football. But our 12th man was big in that last drive. I mean, they got behind us and got behind our kids, and it was a fun football game.
Well, the 12th man's got to be out this week because it's a huge region matchup as Cannon County comes to town. We'll take a look at the lines right after this.
For more than a century, Union Bank has been serving the people of Fentress County. Now, as we begin a new chapter in our history of service, we want to take this opportunity to reassure you that while our building may be new, we're still the same friendly people you have known for years. Union Bank, the same people, the same goals, and the same commitment to you. Union Bank, your locally owned hometown bank for more than a century, growing to meet your needs. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
And back here, Coach Derwin Ryan. And, Coach, this week you got the Cannon County Lions coming to town. It's a huge region matchup.
It is. It's a big region matchup. Cannon County, of course, they lost a tough one the other night to Whitwell, but, Whitwell's a really good football team, and Smith County was a 29-34 back and forth ball game, and we've got the film on that. And when you look at that, Cannon County had their opportunity. So we know that Cannon County's coming in here at 4-5, and they're not going to want anything more than end their season 5-5, at least 500. And for us, we're 7-2, and we want to end at 8-2. So it's a big game, and it's a big game that as far as placement for 3rd and 4th, and the things we need to do is just come out and play well and go into the next round, coming off some momentum with a win. But obviously, it's not going to be an easy team. We went down to Cannon County last year. I think we didn't go down there ready, and they come out and hit us in the mouth, and we got a couple guys banged up in that football game. We were able to win the game, but we didn't play well. So this year, like I told them Sunday, it's a game we need to come in and we need to redeem some of the things that happened to us last year, and we need to come out ready to play in the first half and not fool around and wait till the second half.
What do you got to do to move it against them?
Well, just do what we've been doing. We've got to continue to block low and stay on our blocks and just execute our offense. The offense has been clicking pretty well. We just got to continue to do that. They're a wing T team, so they're going to understand the offense just like we are. We're going to understand their offense, and to me, it's just a team that comes out and executes and does the job. We'll be the team that wins Friday night, and big thing with our offense is not have busted plays, and we've made mistakes, and we had a pretty solid game the other night. We had one bust on what we were doing, but beyond that, we executed pretty well.
Coach, defensively, you're going to see a team that pretty much looks like you on the other side of the ball.
They do. I mean, they're a true wing tee. They've got the splits and stuff. But now number 11 for them and their quarterback number 6, those guys have got some speed. They're quick. They've got a nose guard, a huge nose guard, big strong kid, and when he wants to, he can dominate inside. He's going to be a handful for Zach Strong and Braden Wheeler and Bryce Slavin at our guard spots, and they've got to do a good job on him. But and they have two good inside linebackers. They blitz the inside linebackers a lot, so we got to be ready for that.
Coach, your special team's got to have another big game. No mistakes this week at all.
That's right, and changes the game quicker than anything. A block punt, a kickoff return, a punt return. I mean, those are just things that you can't have happen. When we watched the Livingston game, I don't know how many people realize we changed our front on our kickoff return because that left-footed kicker for them, he's excellent. He puts the ball wherever he wants to, and he had a onside that he would just dribble it down the middle and recover the ball himself, and you never knew on his approach. I mean, a lot of people when they're onside, and you can tell how that kicker's attacking the ball. With him, you couldn't. So we put Ben Cooper right there in the middle and said, listen, you're not backpedaling, you're not doing anything. You're making sure he kicks the ball, and you're making sure afterwards he's your assignment to block. And we were able to stop that. Cannon County, same deal. We've got to be ready up front for anything, any kind of onside, any kind of trick play.
Coach, give us some numbers, both sides of the ball for the lines.
Well, number 57, who I mentioned, big nose guard, good player. 22 is one of the inside linebackers on offense. 11, 6. Number 4, they run him at fullback. They also 24 at fullback. Kind of rotating their backs a lot. Pretty good backfield. But again, number 11, he's one of those guys. He's a Thomas Miller type. He's got the speed to take it anytime he touches the ball. Same way with number 6, the quarterback coming out the back end of stuff. So we've got to do a good job being at home and playing our assignment.
Coach, there's a couple of ways you can get in. The main way, though, into the playoffs, and the main way, though, is just to win this Friday. Absolutely,
and that's to me, that's the option we need. We just need to go out and execute the game plan like we did last week, and just come out and play good football and improve, and then next week get ready for the next one.
Coach, we mentioned the playoffs. You guys can get in with a win. You can't finish anywhere lower than 4th, but you could get in with a win and you could take the number 3 spot, or with some help from Smith County. I know you want to go in though on a roll and get some momentum headed in the next playoff.
Well, that's right. You always at this point, you'd like to be first or second hosting. We let that slip away with the Sequatchie County game. But, to me right now, the big thing for us to do is just come out Friday night and take care of what we can take care of. 3rd place is not a bad place to be. It's going to put us in the bracket with Single Mountain, and if we win Single Mountain, depending on who wins the Upperman game and their number 4 team game, then we would possibly go back to Upperman, which is a game that we're familiar with, a team we're familiar with. So, the big thing for us Friday night is just to come out ready to play football, and so it'll be senior night for our seniors. We'll have those activities going on, and this has been a great senior group. And, I know they're going to want to win this last game at home.
And, Coach, with it, senior night and all that, we want to have a great big crowd because that really helped this last week.
Oh, absolutely. This place was rocking Friday night, and, two good football teams strategizing, playing against each other. It was a great football game, and I think the Friday before that it was one we lost, but it was an outstanding football game. And, our kids are hitting and playing hard, and we just love the crowd behind us, and we want to see a big crowd out here Friday night.
Well, Coach, I want to thank you for joining us, and best of luck on Friday as you host Cannon County.
Thank you, Gary.
And that was Coach Derwin Wright. And be sure to come out this Friday night. York's got a huge region matchup, could decide where they play next week. So be sure to turn out and help support the Dragons as they take on Cannon County. Until Friday night, I'm Gary Clark. See you at the game.